Good morning, everyone. This is Srikanth Rajan, and welcome back to the Stock Market Podcast from MBIinvest.com. Well, the stock market has been what it has to be, absolutely volatile. In fact, we had expected yesterday to be volatile, and that's exactly what happened. Completely volatile, and even if you look at the last 1 hour, the way the market was volatile, it was a big fall followed by a big rise, again a fall. But overall, the good thing is that after in all this volatility in the market still closed higher. So yes, it is close to 18,633. In fact, it's amazing to see the way the markets have actually rallied in the last 2 months, isn't it? In fact, from a low, from there, more than 1,000 points move in just 2 months. The stock market is looking amazing at this point of time. Well, this is in spite of the US market still not doing great. And the best part was US is still struggling with the debt ceiling issue, and Indian markets have continued to rally. All thanks to just one reason, that is the FIA buying. Yes, so yesterday also they have gone into buy. Yesterday also they bought for almost 2,000 crores, and probably finally DIS have thought of booking some partial profit, and they've sold for almost 480 crores yesterday. So that means still it was net buying of 1,500 crores. In fact, of late, if you look at all the few days of buying, yesterday was one of the highest buying of almost 2,000 crores by FIAs. So FIAs on a continuous buy in India, and of course that just continues to build confidence in Indian stock market. But along with that, there is also fear in the market because the markets have actually rallied up so much without a decent correction, which is kind of not a great thing in the market. So, like I told you yesterday also, if the market continues to rally like this, the correction could be even harder, or a fall of bigger size could be expected, and that would not be great for the market. So, it's very important that the market kind of takes a break and takes some correction. So if you look at last 2 days, markets have been, in an indecisive mode where all the volatility had kicked in, and market doesn't want to take a direction. It doesn't, it's not going up, neither down. But this can also be considered as a consolidation phase. So at this point of time, we are expecting a big movement either on the upside or the downside. But at the way the things are looking at, if the FIs continue to buy, we can expect the moment to be on the higher side. But then if people all together think of booking some profit, it can go on the negative side as well. But however, I'm not expecting a big fall because there's no fundamentally a reason for the markets to fall except for profit booking. And apart from that, even on the higher side, now there are no reasons for the markets to go up apart from the FIA buying. So this is the situation of the market right now. But however, since today is 31st, the last day of the month, but overall I would say a great month. But then if you look at June, we have the important sales data starting to come. So auto sales data would be coming. So focus would be on the automobiles stocks as well. Apart from that, if you look at a few stocks, which is important to be discussed, yesterday was ex-dividend date for ITC. So as expected, it did fall down, but then the important thing is from there that huge recovery and back to the same price. Amazing bullishness is something I can say about ITC. I really don't have words to talk about it. ITC is looking great, but then now that people probably have who missed the opportunity to buy did try to buy it yesterday, but then I'm not expecting a huge rally further from ITC right now. It should take a break again and probably some small correction before it takes up the next leg of rally. So apart from this, if you look at the next important news to be focused on is Coal India, because Coal India has increased their prices, which is actually great. In fact, we have invested into Coal India quite some time back, and we are already sitting with some decent profit there. So now expecting Coal India to go even higher, and that should be a good opportunity to book some partial profit there. So apart from that, the third stock that I would like to talk about is SDFC Life. Now, SDFC Life is just kind of recovering from its lows, but then today there is a block deal happening. There is a investor exiting from SDFC Life, which is going to get sold in the market. So this is going to be kind of proving negative for time being. It's a temporary negative. Doesn't mean that the stock is bad, but just a temporary negative day might be for the SDFC Life. So it will be interesting to see how these stocks are going to perform today. Apart from that, if you look at the market, Indian markets are kind of at the close to all-time high. So at any moment, it could actually go higher. But however, major resistance would be seen at the all-time high, which is close to 18,900. So this range is going to be difficult to break, at least as of now. However, 18,600 is broken. So next important level is 18,800 to 900 range. Now on the lower side, 18,500 will continue to be major support. So that would be washed out on the lower side. However, for this week's expiry, that is tomorrow, I'm expecting the market to kind of close within 18,400 to 18,800. So this is the range I am expecting the markets to kind of work on expiry tomorrow. And similarly, if you look at something interesting, I was just looking at the call set premiums on the next week's expiry. In fact, they're looking really interesting. In fact, call at 18, I think 19,050 for next week is actually showing at around 10 rupees, which is a great premium to start, is what I feel. So maybe I might look at selling some next week's call options as a part of my trade, which I would of course share in the group once I do. So that is something that's expected, because I'm not expecting the all-time high to be broken within this week. But however, like I always say, of course, stock markets can never be predicted. So I will of course have my stop loss criteria and my hedging criteria to actually take care of this trade. So if you're a new member in the stock market, please do understand I am not a SEBI registered analyst. This is something that I share for educational purpose. So this is something I'm doing myself, which is just being shared. But unless you are aware what you're doing, please don't attempt all these things. So apart from that, if you look in the market, the markets are looking good. The result season is kind of over almost. So nothing big to talk about the results. But then yes, the stock markets are now dependent only on the institutionals for the direction. Apart from that, if you look at the US, so before US, let me talk about Europe. So yesterday, the European markets have actually corrected and has actually fallen down. And US markets also were in a jittery mode, because the debt ceiling issue, though they have been talking that the debt ceiling issue has been discussed and it is close to finalization, it has not happened till today. So tomorrow is 1st of June, and if it doesn't close by tonight, then there is going to be a default by the US government. Now, if that happens, again, there is a fear kicking in because of that. So if that happens, then we could see a major fall in the market tomorrow. So I am not kind of comfortable kind of holding the lower positions much. So I might be reducing my positions by end of the day or based on opportunity in the day, because the markets can go really bad tomorrow. But however, if debt ceiling issue is kind of resolved also, then we could see a slightly upward movement. So based on this, I would not be going for a heavy, trading or holding positions for this day to day. So apart from that, it's always a good time probably to take the next week's trades, as the uncertainty over this debt ceiling is going to probably increase the VIX by end of the day today. So based on that, I would be looking at some trades on that side as well. Well, for members who are investors, all these might sound like Greek and Latin tea. You don't have to worry about at all. This is just way of doing some small trades and making money, additional money when we have some good investment in the stock market. So this is not a quick money scheme. So this is something which needs a lot of practice and learning to, over a period of time, generate a great income. So that's what we do as a passion for it. So apart from that, if you look at the markets are looking good. IT stocks are trying to recover. HCL was doing good yesterday, and if you look at the top gainers yesterday, ITC and SDFC Life would be on the top gainers list. Okay, so that's it for now. So before we end, let me just take up any questions that's come up. In fact, I have a message from Yuvraj. He says that he's studying in college second year and have interest in share market. How do I start learning in the stock market? Yuvraj, it's great that you have interest to start making money in the stock market. It's like an entire career by itself. So I would say spend more time learning about it. Of course, you could start off with a small investment in a mutual fund to initially start off and start learning, and make a SIP mode of investment in mutual fund, so that you get understanding of how this works, how the market fluctuations can make or change your investments. Apart from that, what you could do is, if you want to be a part of a community, you could join a community completely free of cost. All you need to do is open a demat account through us, and you could join our community, where we meet and discuss about the stock markets on every Sunday. So that helps. That would help you kind of understand the market, and over a period of time. Again, let me remind you, this is not a short term. Yeah, at least think of doing this for a long term, which is at least about 1 to 2 years, and that is when slowly you can get going with it. So again, depends on how much interest you have, how much passion you have towards this. So I would only recommend if you have a full-time availability of time and then the passion for it. Okay, so that's it for now. This is Srikanth Rajan signing off. Until we catch up on the next podcast tomorrow morning, have a great day ahead. But before you leave, of course, do remember to press the like button if you love the content that we share. And of course, you can comment your questions in the comment section, and we will be answering that in the next podcast for sure. Have a great day. See you.